Hello, Purple Heart Consciousness holders. This is Reverend Jerry Hobby, and I am so happy to be with you today. And the reason I'm happy to be with you is because we get an opportunity to engage in spiritual practice. And there is a richness to that whole essence of spiritual practice. And what I love about it is we get to use it in a practical way within our lives. We're also honoring the inspiration and the wisdom of Ernest Holmes this month. So he says, when prayer removes distrust and doubt and enters the field of mental certainty, it becomes faith. And that is what we are basing our whole life on, is our faith in ourselves, our faith in life. And so with that in mind right now, I'm going to invite you to join me in engaging in spiritual practice. This is how we build our faith. And spiritual practice supports us in moving into a place of clarity and certainty. One of my favorite spiritual practice is that of adding heart. Many of you may have heard me mention it as the heart lock-in technique. And this comes to us through the wisdom of the Heart Math Institute. And the way we move into this process is just simply slowing down and just simply breathing. This is the first step. So I'm going to invite you right now to breathe with me. We're going to breathe in through our nose on the count of 5, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth on the count of 5. And so I'm going to invite you to join me right now. Let's do that again. And now I'm going to invite you to just move into a place of just recalling a moment of compassion or a moment of kindness. And my moment of compassion and my moment of kindness goes all the way back many years ago when I was on a hiking trip, and I was hiking in the mountains. Wasn't too sure about this. It was part of my work as a team advisor, and I was there to chaperone and be that wonderful presence for these teenagers. And I remember this young man. He knew it was a little difficult for me, and I had some issues in terms of height and all of that. And he grabbed my hand, and he was steady, and he helped me to move over a few obstacles. And I'm just remembering that moment now and how it assured me. And it was an act of kindness. And I really felt good right then and there, even though I felt vulnerable. But to know that someone was there to support me made a difference. And we eventually made it to our destination. And I eventually got an opportunity to know that young man on many other occasions and wonderful trips where we got a chance to share life and to share wonderful experiences. I remember his first trip out of the state was with me when I took him on a trip all the way to Colorado, and we had the ride of our life. It was a 13-day trip with 60 teenagers from various churches, and we had the time of our life. And I'm remembering that moment now, and I'm inviting you to remember your moment. And when you remember your moment, I'm inviting you right now to bring that memory forward, to regenerate it in this moment now. I'm regenerating it now. And as I regenerate that moment now, I feel pretty good. And I'm so proud I had that moment, because it teaches me the power of faith and how to move out of the place of uncertainty. The great thing about adding heart is we start with ourselves at first, and then we can move it forward into our social circles. So I'm inviting you to magnify that energy right now, right where you are, and magnify that same energy within your home. Magnify that energy in your travels. And I'm inviting you to magnify that energy within your workspace. And with that in mind right now, I speak my word, knowing that there is only one life, one power, one presence. That life, that power, that presence is the energy. It is the dynamic. It is the presence of perfect love. And in that perfect love, what I know is that perfect love is filled with peace. It is filled with wisdom. It is filled with creativity. It is the essence of God in action. And in this very moment, right here, right now, remembering that there is only God, and that God is only love, I take this moment right here and right now to acknowledge the power of this wonderful presence that is alive, thriving, and fulfilling itself within me and through me and as me, knowing that I am lifted up to the place of the Most High. And I know that that same power and same presence is alive and thriving within each and every single person that is fully present and hearing my prayer right now. And I know that this prayer that I speak is the spoken word of truth. And in this spoken word of truth, I know that the energy and the dynamic of faith is that divine realization of the good, and that good is the good that we all ought to have. And so in this moment, right here, right now, I'm affirming this wonderful presence in the hearts, in the minds, and in the experience of each and every single person listening to this prayer. And what I know is whatever the need is, whether it is to just be aware of the perfect essence of spirit, that anchoring presence within our body temple, moving through every single muscle and every single cell, that pure radiance, fulfilling itself and enriching itself right now. I know it as the wholeness, the perfection, perfect health, revealed and expressing itself and overflowing. I'm knowing it right now as the sacred presence, and that sacred presence is the peace that passeth all understanding. that fulfills itself and articulates itself and fulfills itself as the enrichment in our day-to-day living, where the presence of kindness fulfills itself in the space where divine love expresses itself in every relationship imaginable. That relationship with our family, the relationship with our coworkers, our bosses, our employees. I know that that same energy and that same dynamic is the peace that passeth all understanding. And I know that it is the radiance moving in our household. I know it as that wonderful radiance expressing itself and overflowing in itself as life-giving of itself. I know that as abundance and every seeming need already met. I know it as the creative energy and the creative flow of life. And it is this wonderful presence that I know that is alive and thriving, expressing itself in a practical way right here and right now, through me and as me, and for each and every single person that is experiencing this prayer right now. I know it as good, and I'm so grateful. Grateful for the love and the energy and that wonderful presence that continues to expand itself. And it is in this space right here, right now, in this space of the heart, that I simply release these words into that sacred yes. And that sacred yes is the Lordly presence, universal law, fulfilling itself and revealing itself in a sacred and a profound way. And so I'm inviting every single person to affirm with me these sacred words. And so it is. Amen. I invite you to breathe with me once more. And as you slowly open your eyes, let's just magnify this wonderful feeling and energy globally, knowing that everyone who is in need of prayer is truly blessed. And when you're ready, open your eyes and let me look into your eyes and thank you for being here with me in prayer for yourself, everyone we know, and for the world. And if you're liking what we're doing, I'm inviting you to share this prayer app with someone else, because I know that they will benefit from it also. And if you really like what we're doing, I'm inviting you to go to Seed FM, our Joyful Giving page, and just send us a wonderful blessing. And that blessing can be a financial donation. It will support us in continuing to do our good work in the world. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So have a blessed day. Namaste.